And now it's time for some updates of things that I previously talked about here on the channel. The first involves my VR adventure. Just to bring you up to speed, I wanted to upgrade my HTC Vive, the original, to something with a higher resolution. And this has led me down a significantly expensive rabbit hole as I've been experimenting with a whole bunch of different things. So the first thing that happened is I bought the Valve Index VR headset. It's one of the more expensive ones out there. But it has a much higher resolution than the one I was using, and I noticed that immediately when I put it on. The problem I had, though, with the Valve Index was that I was getting a lot of what they call geometric distortion, and apparently it's something related to the lenses inside of the headset and how my eyes and my biology, I guess, seem to work in interpreting the images coming out of the headset. And as a result, when I'd be looking at something like a rectangle on the display, it would get all wobbly as I moved my head around. Very disconcerting. I could not resolve the issue. I got a replacement headset, still had the same problem. And I went back to my original Vive, but really missed that super high resolution. So we tried out the Odyssey Plus from Samsung, which I reviewed this past week. But I also picked up during the Prime Day sale the Vive Pro, which is kind of the upgraded version of my original headset, because it was on sale. These things are ridiculously overpriced, and even with its $200 discount to make it about a $599 device, it's still way too expensive. But it works with all the stuff I already had set up for sensors, and it's been a pretty seamless transition. However, I did not like the audio on it. So if you take a look on here, you can see it had headphones attached to the side, but they sounded like garbage. And I was coming from a pair of these Sennheiser headphones, which are just the most beautiful sounding things in the world. So it was very hard to get used to that. So the good thing is that they do allow you to pull the headphones off. But to get a headphone jack on here, I had to go out and get a USB-C to headphone adapter, had to take apart a portion of the headset to pop in that adapter, and now I'm good. So I think overall this has been a good replacement for what I had, and I'm fairly happy with it. The only issue I'm having now is that the headset itself is a little bit too wide for my head, and as a result I'm getting light bleeding in from the sides here. So I did ask around on Reddit, and somebody pointed me at some replacement foam foam things here that I can get to rectify the situation. These actually replace very easily. It's just Velcro here. So I've got those coming in, and I'll give you an update next week as to which ones worked for me. But so far, this is good. It's not a perfect upgrade, but it's better than what I had. But this really does speak to the problem with PC virtual reality. It's just so complicated. There's so many different things involved with it. Nothing works perfectly, and it's no wonder that it hasn't been adopted at the rate that people were hoping it would be. I'm going to be doing a consumer overview of VR just as soon as I get a chance to try out the PlayStation VR. My target are going to be people that are shopping for VR for Christmas presents, and I'm going to make some recommendations as to what they should be thinking about, because this is getting worse, not better on the PC side, even though the software is amazing. So it's a very complicated thing. I just love virtual reality because it's such a new thing, and one of the things that I have been not bored about here on the channel, but just kind of frustrated with, is that we haven't seen a lot of new things in the last year or two. And VR is really an area where I see game developers really pushing the limits and trying all these different types of gameplay to see what sticks. And it's a really exciting time because there isn't a genre that just works there universally like you might see on traditional PC or console games. So this has been a really fun thing for me. It's not all that interesting to you, the viewers, based on the viewership of these videos, but I do think the consumer guide might be something useful for holiday shoppers, and that is what I'm going to be working on. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold-level supporters, the Four Guys with Quarters podcast, emudev.org, Tom Albrecht, Brian Parker, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit Lon.TV/S.